Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am super excited to share a real estate investing strategy that is going to help you build a real estate investing portfolio, whether you are starting from zero or whether you already own some properties. Either way, it is going to help you build a portfolio quickly. And the reason I get excited about this particular real estate investing strategy is because out of all the real estate investing strategies, this is the one that I have seen that is able to take a person with no real estate investing experience and not only get that person to start taking action the fastest, but also start earning money the fastest. And this may have to do with the fact that there's just much less of a learning curve up front, as you do not have to understand complicated real estate terms at the beginning, you do not have to understand mortgages at the beginning, you do not have to understand title and escrow at the beginning. Basically, if you know what a lease is, you have signed a lease before, and you know how to find a rental property, then you have gotten the basics of this strategy down already. And the biggest advantage is what I think is that the sales system is all set up for you, which means that you do not have to find your prospect, nor do you have to have any sales skills, which means that you are able to start making money quickly. And with this strategy, you do not have to own any real estate. In fact, the key is not the ownership of the real estate, but rather just control of the real estate so that you can do short-term rentals. A lot of people call them Airbnbs, but it is important to understand that this is not an Airbnb business, but rather a short-term rental business where you are taking a property and renting it out for short-term use. So whether you like the idea of doing short-term rentals or not, it is really coming for all traditional real estate because the strategy is completely on trend with consumer behavior. It is what people want, and the technology for it is already here. So the thing that I find interesting with this strategy is that no matter where you are in the world, you can take any short-term rental property. Location does not matter when it comes to this. Of course, the costs vary across the globe, right? The cost of living, the cost of materials, the cost of labor, it all varies. Yet, when you take a look at the net profit potential on a short-term rental property, it tends to equalize itself across the board, no matter the location of the property. So when a short-term rental is priced properly, has the proper expenses, and is managed properly, then the average net profit that you can expect is $800 per month per bedroom. And that is not even from having 100% occupancy rate. Now, the key to making money quickly with short-term rentals is, as I have already mentioned, it is not the ownership of the property, but rather just the control of the property. And I know what you may be thinking, especially if you're used to that mindset of needing to own the property. And here's the deal. Ultimately, owning the property is going to make you more money because it provides you with income today and wealth tomorrow. So it has advantages. But if your goal is to own more properties and to grow your real estate investing portfolio, ownership at this point may actually slow you down from being able to do just that. And here's what I mean. Before we compare the outcomes of going the ownership route versus the control route, we need to have a couple of key numbers revealed first. And the first key number you already know because I shared it with you, and that is the average net profit potential of $800 per month per bedroom on a short-term rental property. The second key number I have learned from having taken a course on running a short-term rental business successfully, and that key number has to do with the initial cost that comes with setting up a short-term rental property, to include all the furnishings and all the systems that need to be in place. And that initial cost comes out to a maximum of $25 per square foot. Now that we have our key numbers, we can start our short-term rental business. And let's say that we go the ownership route first and we find a beautiful newly renovated 3-bedroom home, and the location of that property does not matter because, as I have already mentioned, the location is not going to impact the net profit potential. But let's say that this 3-bedroom house is going to cost us $350,000. It is 1,500 square feet. Since this home is not going to be owner occupied, the loan is going to require a 30% down payment. So that means that our initial cost already is going to be $105,000 down just to own and control the property. This property is going to be making us $2,400 per month in net profit, and if we take this a step further and multiply it by 12 months, it is going to make us a yearly net profit of $28,800. Before we even start making a profit, we have to set it up. And this is where this maximum of $25 per square foot is such a helpful gauge in helping us budget accordingly, because we simply can take the 1,500 square feet, multiply that by $25, and we already know that it is going to cost us $37,500 just to have that place furnished and ready to go as a short-term rental with all the systems that need to be in place. And over time, you can definitely learn to drive this number down. But it is also a good gauge in that it should tell you that you should not be spending more than $37,500 to furnish a 3-bedroom home, because it's also easy to fall into a trap of thinking, oh, it would be cool to put this in my house, or it would be cool to have this in the unit. But you don't necessarily need those things, because if it's just going to cost more and you don't need it. Let's calculate the return on investment. And to do that, we simply take the amount of money that we made and divide it by our expenses. So we know that we made $28,800, and we divide that by the $105,000, which was the down payment, and then we also had the $37,500 setup fee. If we add up all of our expenses, that comes out to $142,500. So if we divide all that, that is going to give us a return on investment of 20.2%. But even with this 20% return, the mindset of needing to own the property is really prohibitive, because you may be in the place where you don't have the $105,000 to put down to just get one property. And the thing is that with this strategy, you do not need to own the property. And the whole point is that you can start right from where you are with the resources that you currently have to start getting some sort of a cash flow going. And I want to share a couple of examples with you to show you that with very low startup capital, you can start to cash flow, especially if you start in your own home. And hey, if you're thinking, I don't feel comfortable having strangers walking around my home, that is fine. That is not what I am talking about here. Here I am saying that your underutilized asset could be your own backyard. And by investing a couple $1,000s into purchasing a used camper, you can set it up in your backyard like this, decorate it, and rent it out as a short-term rental. If you are working with a smaller budget, then look at this, bubble tent. All you need is a tent in your own yard and you can start to cash flow. There are people right now that are out there and all they have is a spare tent and their own backyard, and they are making money. And the whole point of me sharing these images with you is to help you see that you may have opportunities in front of you already to start to cash flow. You are just not utilizing all of your assets because you may have not thought of them in this way before. Now, let's say that you have access to $142,500 and I don't know where you got it from or how long it took you to save up that amount of money initially. But if your goal is to own more properties and to build your real estate investing portfolio, then really pay attention to this next part. We have the same said house, but instead of going the ownership route, now we go the control route, which means we partner with the landlord and we do a master lease. Going this route is going to change our startup expenses drastically because we no longer need the $105,000. We just have the $37,500 for the initial setup of the property. So now if we calculate our return on investment, we take the $28,800, we divide that by $37,500, which means that our return on investment is 76.8%. That means we are able to flip the cash faster because we are getting a higher return on our initial investment. Now let's take this idea of controlling property a step further. Instead of controlling a 3-bedroom house, what if we controlled a 1-bedroom apartment that is 700 square feet? That means that the initial setup cost would be $17,500. So if we have that same $142,500, how many 1-bedroom apartment units can we have? About 8. So if we take those 8 units, multiply it by the $800 in net profit, that means our cash flow would be $6,400 per month. Multiply that by 12 months, it means it would be $76,800 per year. So now our return on investment on that same $142,500 is now, whereas with the house, when we went the ownership route, it was 20%. But how long would it take to get all of our money back doing it the control route with our 1-bedroom apartments? A little bit less than 2 years. But if you are going to do the short-term rental business, aren't you going to want to learn how you can increase your net profit potential? So now, we get our money back in under 2 years. I would not be living off this money. Instead, I would be taking it and getting and picking up 8 more units, right? And I would keep going until I started making that $142,500 every single month. So now what you essentially are doing is building a system that produces a down payment every single month. So now instead of buying that house one time, now you have a down payment to buy whatever asset you want. It could be that multi-unit building that I talked about in my previous video, or it could be any other real estate property that you want. But the point is that now you have built a system that produces the cash flow so that you are able to do that. And just as I promised in my previous video, if you are a landlord or if you are a future landlord, your number one problem is going to always be vacancy rates. And with this strategy, your vacancy rate can legitimately be 0, and that means that the value of your property is going to increase as well. And guys, I know that there's a lot of information that you can find on doing short-term rentals, rental arbitrage, or Airbnbs, however you Google it. But if there's a question that you have that you can't find an answer to, then let me know what it is in the comment section right below this video. And as always, I really appreciate you watching until the end. If you did, thank you so much.